Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. Cleveland, Ohio has now been rated the most stressed out city in America 3 years in a row. The personal finance company WalletHub compared 182 cities across what it called 4 key dimensions of stress: work stress, financial stress, family stress, and health and safety stress. The 5 most stressed out cities in America, WalletHub concluded, are Cleveland, Detroit, Baltimore, Birmingham, Alabama, and Philadelphia. And the least stressed cities are South Burlington, Vermont, Fremont, California, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Overland Park, Kansas, and Fargo, North Dakota. What differentiates the high stress cities from the low? Poverty. The 5 highest stress cities all have poverty rates above 20%. The 5 lowest all have poverty half that. Poverty rates below 11%, which means that the WalletHub study makes something you and I already know abundantly clear. Money counts. When you barely have enough money for rent and food, arguments often destroy your relationship with your spouse and turn your home into a hell. For example, Cleveland is the most stressed city in America, and says one report on the WalletHub survey, Cleveland has the nation's second highest poverty rate behind Detroit and the highest divorce rate. Radical insecurity leads to radical stress, stress that threatens your health. Says the report on WalletHub results, Cleveland's residents also get the second fewest hours of sleep each night, again, only behind Detroit. Meanwhile, the American Psychological Association and the Harris Poll recently published a survey on stress in America in 2022. That report helps explain the levels of stress in the high-stress cities. The survey's results were nightmarish. Says the American Psychological Association, around a quarter of adults reported that they often felt difficulties were piling up so high that they could not overcome them. Around a fifth of adults also reported experiencing forgetfulness, an inability to concentrate, and difficulty making decisions. And nearly 2 in 5 adults reported that when they are stressed, they can't bring themselves to do anything. Then there are the stressors of our current politics. One report sums up the American Psychological Association survey like this: a majority of adults are disheartened by government and political divisiveness, daunted by historic inflation levels, and dismayed by widespread violence, which means that negative headlines, battles between politicians, plus mass shootings and gun violence are taking their toll. Continues the American Psychological Association, 70% of adults reported they do not think people in the government care about them, and 64% said they feel their rights are under attack. Nearly half of adults said they do not feel protected by the laws in the United States. More than 3/4 of adults said that the future of our nation is a significant source of stress in their lives, while 68% said this is the lowest point in our nation's history that they can remember. Nearly 2 in 5 adults said the state of the nation has made them consider moving to a different country, and a similar proportion of adults agreed that the political environment in their state has made them consider moving to a different state. That's 40% of people who would move to a different state. Around 3 in 10 black adults reported they are so stressed that they feel numb. The fact is that we are living in the greatest period of the American economy and in a period of re-flourishing strength. Our jobless rate is at the lowest in something like 60 years. Inflation has just gone down to 4%, close to the target of 2%. And people's earnings are slowly increasing. Not quite as fast, unfortunately, as inflation. But people don't realize it. Donald Trump used to say that he presided over the greatest economy in the history of America. That wasn't true. But we are experiencing the greatest economy in the world right now. Says the APA, slightly more than 7 in 10 adults reported that they feel hopeful about their future. In fact, a majority of adults said they can get things done even when they are feeling stressed, and around half of adults have often felt confident about their ability to handle personal problems. So, despite the stress, many of those in stressed out cities like Cleveland and Detroit feel on top of things. Thank goodness. This is Howard Bloom speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make, or want to know why? Ask how.